So we're here at 4133 Lansdale Drive.
No, we're not.
What is it?
We're at 1833 Lansdale Drive.
Yeah, close enough. Thanks, dude.
Yeah.
Good to see you.
I'm just gonna go this way.
I'm just gonna head out here. You just go out the window. So we're on our way to meet up with one of my friends, Trey, Galarde, who owns Hallmark Building Corporation. They do a lot of new construction and rehabs and flips and things like that around Charlotte. So we're gonna go talk about just some things to think about when you go to either build a house or especially when you go to rehab a home or flip a home. What's up, man?
What's up, dude? How's it going, man?
Oh, it's good. This looks awesome.
Yeah, it's coming together. Absolutely. You actually can start to see it. It's gonna look really, really great, especially with the living room too. We got the big windows, fireplace, and then we have the open concept over here into the kitchen. We brought a wall halfway through to kind of try to divide, the dining room area over here. Open concept's great, but sometimes dividing up the space a little bit helps, define things just a little bit better, and that's kind of what we were doing there.
This over here, I think, was the original driveway, right?
Yes, that was the original driveway. It was like a 1,700 square foot brick ranch sitting right here.
Right here.
Yep, sitting right here. We tore that down. It's a fun day. Love demo days.
So when we bought this, it was a single family home that was out here that the intention was to tear it down and build this new construction. So when you go to build new construction versus doing a rehab, there are some things that you have to take into consideration, like submitting to the architectural review, hiring an architect for that, hiring an engineer, putting the plans together, like all that kind of stuff. Like, what do you have to do that's a little different with new construction than you do with a rehab?
Well, with new construction, it starts off, if you have a lot or a house. And if there's a house on there, if you want to tear it down and build new construction, first thing I do is apply for a demo permit. Once you get the demo permit, you can clear everything off, and that's a really good thing to do while you're waiting to get all your other plans put together with your architect, with your engineer, send it for plan review, and that usually takes a few weeks for plan review itself. And then, you got another week or so working out the drawings, figuring out the kinks. We have multiple designers. We bring our interior designers in with the architects because, there's a lot of features that they want to include, make sure they're included. But, like I said, that's a really good thing you can do while you're demoing the house, while you're prepping the lot. And then the goal is, as soon as you have your plans approved with the stamp of approval, that we are completely ready to start. We can start framing the next day, have everything lined up, and then hopefully it should run really smooth like a well-oiled machine after that. Should, in theory. That's how it's supposed to go. The hardest part is actually, for me, it's figuring out exactly what you're gonna do with the property and, putting it to its highest and best use.
That's one thing that you guys are really good at, is like knowing where to just kind of pony up and spend money. Because people can tell if you cheap out on certain things. And
yeah, oh, absolutely.
They can tell if they walk into like the master bedroom and it's just not fit for what people want. And I mean, we're in 2020, people want a big kitchen, big living space, they want a big master bedroom, master suite. They want to feel like they're in like a nice, luxurious hotel.
Yeah, I mean, you spend a lot of money on a house, even if it's a rehab, you want it to feel like a new home. Even if it's just new to you, you want it to feel like a newly built home, everything's done right. You want to feel comfortable in your bedroom, which I've learned, kitchen, master bathroom, master bedroom, the whole master suite and the kitchen are the two most important parts of a house. We try to go all out in those places, cater to the market, and it works out really well for us.
One of the big benefits with new construction is versus buying a resale home, and that's kind of why we're here, is because buyers are able to get great warranties. And I mean, that's an added benefit versus buying a house that's 70, 80 years old, even if it has been rehabbed.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys have new construction, you do rehabs, like you kind of do and everything in between.
Yeah, you know, one of our main focuses is on, you know, new homes and infill development right now, but we still have a passion and we still love doing renovations and other things like that. It's just so fun to do, to see it from start to finish and things like that.
Aren't you about to close on one? We should go check that out.
Yeah, let's go look at it.
Okay. While we're on our way over to check out this rehab that Hallmark is working on, I actually just finished a rehab project over in Windsor Park, and it is, I can tell you from personal experience, quite a learning process, because you think you're gonna do a fun cosmetic update until you open up a wall or find out that a pipe burst in the plumbing fixtures while you were in the middle of the rehab, or you find water in the HVAC ducts, or a multitude of different things that I may or may not be able to speak to from personal experience. So it's just good to be able to work with the right type of people so that you know what you're getting yourself into. And a lot of these contractors like Hallmark, they're really able to give you a solid estimate of what type of budget to expect, and then sometimes they'll put in like a contingency, just that way if there is something that comes up, you're kind of prepared for that financially. And if you want to know more about what my experiences were like with my rehab, first, go ahead and like this video and be sure to hit the subscribe button. And second, feel free to reach out to me, DM me, message me on Facebook, text me, email me, whatever. And I'd be more than happy to talk to you about my experience and what it was like. All right, so we're here at 1833 Lansdale Drive. This is one of the rehab projects that you guys worked on.
Yep.
And you know, a lot of people think when they think about construction or they think about building a new house, they think that the rehabs are pretty similar to the new construction.
Yeah, completely different ball game. When we start one of these, we don't bring in an architect, we bring in one of our designers who actually designs all of our kitchen layouts, and she's really good at spatial design. So we try to figure out the most efficient way to get the space that we want out of what we have. We do a new home, we have our architect, and we're just drawing completely from scratch, which is a lot easier to do.
Yeah.
You can really include the spaces that you want. You can move exterior walls when you do something like this. This is the space you have. This is what you have to work with. Now, how can you configure it to get all the features and aspects you want out of the house? New construction's drawing a picture, you know, and a rehab's a puzzle that you're piecing together.
And stuff like this, you walk in and you really don't know what to expect.
Yeah.
And you tear out a wall or you go to do anything in here and it's like you'll find something that will surprise you.
Oh yeah, every time. I mean, I've done, like I said, I've done probably 50 of these, and I don't think I've had a rehab where I didn't find something that I wasn't expecting.
Well, I renovated a house for the first time a few months ago and ran into all kinds of fun issues. What would you say would be one of the things that someone in my position who doesn't deal with that would have to basically be more prepared to have to deal with?
It's always going to be more work than you think it is.
Oh yeah.
And that's the one thing, you know, you got to plan into doing this. You say, okay, I'm going to spend this amount and have this much time in it, and to do it right, it's always going to be more than you think it is. You know, you want to make sure all your basics, all your plumbing, HVAC, and electrical isn't, you know, is where it needs to be. It's up to code, and if it's not bringing everything up to code, can always prove to be difficult. In these old houses, you tear down the ceiling and find stuff that was done completely wrong. You know, and you run into tearing off drywall, then you see rot. And you weren't gonna tear off the drywall at first, you know, and the deeper you get into it, the more things that you're gonna have to repair. And just like you said, it's a chain reaction that just keeps going. And sometimes it feels like it's never gonna end.
Right.
You know, one thing we do and we stress a lot about is make sure you have a very good interior designer help you and walk you through these things. You know, you pay an interior designer a couple $100, couple $1,000, whatever it is, they're probably gonna save you that,
thousands.
you know, times 10.
And not just thousands, but the time. Like I remember going to Floor and Decor to pick out like the backsplash tile at my kitchen, and it was like you walk into this warehouse and it's so overwhelming. And then you walk around and you're like, this could look cool with that, and then, but like that could look really cool with this. And if you have someone who like knows what all the current patterns are and current tiles that are in style, and then the grout colors, because there's like 30 different grout colors.
Yeah, these designers have done it so many times, like Callie, Galarde Interiors, shout out Callie. She knows everything off that, exactly what she wants to do. She knows the tile, the grout colors, the fixtures, and you know, they'll save you money. These designers have done these so many times, they know exactly, you know, what to look for, what not to do is the big thing. You know, when people go and call a designer, they're asking, what do I do?
Right.
The most valuable info that you get from them is what not to do.
I tell people you don't necessarily like, there's no like dollar for dollar thing that you can get when you do certain things like, oh, well, if I go quartz instead of granite, am I gonna get dollar for dollar that extra money back? It's like, well, not necessarily, but like if you have something like this or nice countertops, like what's gonna happen is that wow factor is gonna just go higher and higher and higher when a buyer walks in that door, and there's no reason that they're gonna think like, I just don't like that.
And that's how you get premiums for houses, adding those wow factors. And you know, if this backsplash was just like a straight brick lay, something that everyone sees in every house, it wouldn't really have as much of a wow factor as you walk in, okay, that's cool.
Right.
You know, I've seen that on Pinterest.
Right.
You know, I love that, you know, and you know, that's where you get it. When we do a lot of these houses, we like to stay very neutral as far as colors. You know, we like to appeal to a very large demographic.
Right.
So we have changes like the lay of the tile and some things like that, but we don't go crazy on them. We want to build something that everyone's gonna like.
Right. Well, and a lot of the times people are starting to realize that if you want to add a pop of color, just get a plant or put a pillow on your couch, like. Or get a crazy colored dining room table or something like that. Like you can add color however you want, or they can paint it when they move in. I had to hire an electrician. I had to get a plumber out there. I had to get a tile guy. I had to get painters had to come out. I had to get a tree guy. He was interesting.
Yeah, cowboy.
Tree guys are interesting. But it's like all those people, and then if you mix and match, it can get really ugly. It's worth spending the money to just have someone who can kind of GC it for you, because I'm in and out of houses every day. I've sold houses for years now, and I've sold rehabs, I've sold new construction, I've sold flips, I've now flipped one, and I'm like, well, renovated one. I kind of assumed like, oh, well, you know, I do this all the time. I've got good contacts who can help guide me through this. And boy, was I in for a rude awakening. Because it really is, it's not just the amount of money and the budgeting, it's also the time. But yeah, I mean, I appreciate you showing us around here. Like, not only just new construction, but a rehab, like a flip, because HGTV really makes it look pretty easy, and Bravo with $1 Million Listing makes it look really fun. And so between those and Chip and Joanna Gaines and all them, it's like, there is some nitty-gritty details that like you just don't think about. And, I mean, I've learned from personal experience, and you obviously have great experience with that.
Yeah, and I'm really happy I got to share some of that with you and you know everyone else, and you know I hope they can take something from it and you know, learn from it.
Thanks, dude.
Good
to see you.
I'm just gonna go this way.
I'm just gonna head out here. Right.
You're gonna run into a new thing like that every single day. Yeah, we got a little bleep out in there too.
Got him. That was a big mosquito. That was a big mosquito, because I get destroyed by bugs. So I'm like, when I see them, I'm like, I'm gonna kill you.